All right, so I'm gonna have you stand right here so everybody can kind of see what a person looks like. So everybody see Chris. The center is going to give the full temperature. Obviously his chest is a little bit colder, probably due to the graphic on his shirt. So what he's going to be looking for, it's his heart beating. What he's going to be looking for is in these colder spots, he's going to be looking for darker blue spots with a white outline that may be moving intelligently or any kind of anomaly that's going to change. Can everybody see?
Look. Dad, you're hot.
Thank you, baby. So it's already on record. So let me show you what, yeah.
Do the ghosts are they colder or are they hotter?
Going to be colder.
Colder.
They're going to be blue. Now what's going to be weird about this is because we have different oranges and blues in here, but if I actually move up to the wall and there was mostly blue, it's still going to fluctuate the temperature. So your job as a cameraman, you're going to hold it horizontal. That little red square needs to stay a square. And when you're using this, I mean, we want it out all night, so they have something to watch later, but you're going to do nice slow sweeps. The pixelation on this is not top notch. So you really want it to stay, and you can see where, like, see those white lines right there?
Yeah.
You're going to be looking for white lines in circle format, no matter how small.
Okay.
Now, they're lasers. Be mindful of that. It's up to you to help us debunk some of those things. But in the event you actually have a cold spot, you need to get, who has the thermometers? Deanna?
Baby, you have a thermometer? Close the thermometer.
Who has the thermometers?
Dad.
Oh,
Jimmy.
Dad has those. You need to kind of work with him and kind of debunk some things.
Okay.
So there you go.
Work with G.
Yep. All right. So our first true stop, guys, is really going to be me bouncing around with all of you. There's no story there, but it is haunted. I get activity there all the time, and it's going to be me kind of teaching and training as we go through all of this. That way you guys can see what you're looking for. So let me show you what goes on my phone that kind of adds to the experience. I keep an EMF on my phone in case Teresa's goes bad. And the cool thing about that is it actually tells me what's nearby, computer, TV, or mobile. All right? So that one's kind of cool. I don't normally have to pull that one out, but I keep it handy. So this is the spirit box I was telling you about that gives us the words. In the center here, it's going to give me a word from time to time. This is the one where 80% of them don't mean anything. So just to give you a gist of how many words we actually get in a night, this is last night's tour. There's probably 200 words in there. Now I have to go through them and know my history of the location of where we were at to make sure if it was a reaction, and trust me, they'll stand out. So I'm going to clear them out so we can start fresh for you guys because they already have their list from last night. And that's going to run all night long, but I use one more that makes it a little creepy. So, yes, I had to put any kind of creepy in there, right? So this is a reverse spirit box. So how this guy works is it actually takes those FM radio stations and flips them backwards. Anything that comes through forward is obviously something we were meant to hear. So I'm going to turn up the volume and kind of go around so everybody kind of gets a gist of what I'm listening for. It's going to sound like complete gibberish. Sorry? You can tell it's obviously not any kind of English that we know. But if I actually get an answer out of this, I get hello Nick. It said my full name last night. I got a hi Nicholas. So I mean, you can actually go back and verify all this. It's all your evidence is all on the same rolling page. So it's not anything I make up or whatever. And I usually repeat things. So if I get a Cane Rum Bar, which is what this place used to be called, I will say, oh, Cane Rum Bar. It said Cane Rum Bar. Or you'll hear me say the word that popped up on the other spirit box. So I leave this one running in the background and only turn it up when I have to, because this one only runs when the screen is up. So I keep this one up all night long, and then that way all I gotta do is turn up the volume, and I have two running. Does that make sense to everybody? So that's what you're gonna be hearing. That chirping is gonna be the one that you're looking at. Now a lot of people ask me about the gadgets and all the apps that I use for this particular experience. Did you guys have a question?
Yes.
What's up?
Somebody else did this. She wants me to walk with her. Yeah.
Okay.
She's scared.
So, you mind?
I can do it.
It's a taller view too, so
Okay.
it'd be perfect.
All right, so again,
That thing's cool.
the smallest white
Right.
dots, we really have to look at those.
Okay.
Yeah.
And again, you might miss them, and I'll catch them when it's on my big computer.
Okay.
I mean, I also upload it to YouTube so I can watch it in the living room, so that way I can really catch them.
All right.
So, at any rate, let's see. Where was I?
You're gonna.
Oh, I have the link to every bit of stuff that on the page for your tour evidence, the names of the apps, in case you wanted to download them for yourself, that kind of thing. I get all kinds of questions after the tour. What app did you use? It's on your tour evidence page now, because I got asked every night. All right, so we start here because it's haunted. Of course it is. So you guys been standing in a haunted location this entire time, didn't even know it. So.
Yeah, because this keeps.
Yeah, it keeps moving. It moved a little bit.
Did it?
Yeah,
Okay. You gotta speak up when that stuff happens. We need to know.
Told him.
You gotta speak up when that stuff happens. It's like finding a new Pokemon.
You guys got better eyes.
Oh, yay.
Young kid.
You just spoke his language. Yeah.
So, I don't know what level I'm at. I think I'm at 19. I have to compete with my own kids. So,
I'm level 33.
see, I knew you were gonna be higher than me.
Get on my level.
Get on his level. All right,
That on
so
vlog.
Cane Rum Bar. This place used to be called Big John's back in the 1970s. So this is kind of a roughly newer story, right? About 50 years old. So Big John was a football player. I don't know what team. I'm not even going to try to attempt to make stuff up. Oh, by the way, I don't make anything up. So I'm not going to be Zach Bagans for y'all. And I feel this. None of my feelings are going to come into play. So, but anyway, Big John used to sit in the back of the bar. We have the Citadel just a few blocks away, which is where the soldiers go, and they come back here after training to try to catch a few drinks. Well, Big John knew all of them, and he knew who was of age and who wasn't. So he would tell the bartender, don't give him any drinks, or, yeah, go ahead. One night, two guys come in, they weren't of age. So John said, no, they're not getting any drinks. They get mad, they leave. The next night, they come back, and they rob the place and steal the cash register from the front. Big John, yeah, Big John takes out his .45, takes one out. The bullet hole is still in the front of the building. The newest owner, Paul, who's no longer here, he just moved to Florida, he actually only covered it up with a panel. He never filled it in. So anybody that sits in the front of this bar sometimes will get a queasy feeling, a little disoriented, dizzy, those kind of things. I've only had one EMF there, which is a good sign. I used to walk in there all the time. You can imagine, it's where I start my tour.
Did the guy die?
Yeah, the guy died. So, and it was kind of like a self-defense kind of thing. So Big John was fine.
Yeah.
So, at any rate, the EMF only happened one time. But the previous owner, Paul, of Cane Rum Bar, used to talk to Big John all the time. He'd rattle bottles for him at the end of the night. Hey, John, am I keeping the place good for you? He'd rattle a bottle as he yes, keep it going. There's another death that occurred here. We had a big earthquake of 1886. This is where the first death occurred. The mantle that's above your head wraps around the front of the building. A piece of that fell off, struck somebody in the head, and his ghost is said to be seen right here in the middle of East Bay Street. And that was
Oh, it's flashing.
it was flashing. So, I will tell you with the EMF detector, there are some streets we're going to go on, it's going to go crazy. And it's not going to mean anything because in Charleston, our ley lines are underneath the streets for your crosswalks and things like that. And I'll give you a heads up.
Okay.
So, all right. So, I give you that dizziness story on purpose here because I know how paranormal activity affects me. I don't know how it affects anybody else. If anybody feels dizzy, disoriented, stomach's queasy, you have to speak up. We'll get you out of the area very quickly. Is that fair?
Yeah.
All right, I'm not trying to scare anybody, but it is one of those disclosures where it's up to me to make you guys all safe. All right, let's take a walk. Let's go this way.
Is this supposed to be recording, by the way?
Yeah, as long as that red piece is a square
Yeah,
with
it's a
soft
square.
corners, you're good. As long as it doesn't turn into a circle.
It only says 1 second right here. So yeah.